Today I have pulled another card from the Louisiana Cajun and Creole Tarot, and I am going to see what we have today. I'm going to read first from the small guidebook because it has like the keywords, just the real gist, and then read from the larger guidebook because it's extensive and I'd like to read it, but I want to make sure you have that gist there at the beginning in case that's all you want. So today we have the Two of Fiddles, and in this stack I believe the fiddles are, let me see, make sure I'm not mixing it up. I think I've said in previous videos, I love that when people do their own versions of the minor arcana suits, but sometimes I have a hard time remembering. Okay, so the suit of fiddles is the traditional suit of wands in this stack, and so the two of fiddles represents the Acadians' journey of collaboration and decision making after their displacement. This is about partnership, harmony, trust, unity, and balance. So let's get to the Two of Fiddles or Two of Wands. Let's see what we have. Okay. The Two Fiddles evoke partnership and synergy. And as you can see, fan in the background. If you're from the South, you're always going to have a fan. The Two Fiddles, or if not, you're going to be sad about it. The Two Fiddles evoke partnership and synergy. Together they symbolize how people or concepts and inner forces such as reason and intuition interact. The restful posture of these instruments indicates a deliberate interlude to synchronize objectives and get ready. The stage symbolizes how this decision-making event extends beyond individual choice. The querent needs to understand that their decisions will have enduring impacts, similar to how the Acadians' choices determined their future. The stage represents the place where plans and partnerships develop before they become real. The Two of Fiddles embodies the progression of creative inspiration. The Two of Fiddles continues the potential first introduced by the Ace while signifying balance alongside decision-making in dual aspects. The Two Fiddles standing at rest on the stage represent both readiness and collaboration, as well as the decision-making process to move forward. During Le Grand Dérangement, I can't ever remember how to pronounce it, it's the Great Displacement. In Cajun Creole history, the forging of alliances and making decisive choices emerged as essential steps. The card requires meticulous strategic planning before moving forward, while highlighting the importance of collective effort and preparedness. The fiddle's silence underscores preparation as the main theme. The querent must use the Two of Fiddles to reflect on their choices and develop a strategic plan. Following their displacement, Acadians face decisions about their destination, trustworthy relationships, and reconstruction strategies. The Two Fiddles represents the essential partnerships that allow them to continue their journey. In Cajun and Creole music, musicians unite to harmonize together to create superior musical expressions. The card demonstrates that achieving goals requires a balance of trust and collective effort. Planning and decision-making are symbolized by the Two of Wands in traditional tarot interpretations. The Two of Fiddles presents these themes from a communal perspective, which demonstrates that progress depends on collaborative efforts with other people. The card displays three important elements, which include decision-making abilities, along with the power of collaboration and through preparation methods. The querent stands at a critical decision point, similar to how Acadians had to choose between exile or resettlement. The presence of Two Fiddles reveals that the upcoming step requires the presence of others. The key to success comes from synergistic relationships between creative partners, teams, and balanced internal dynamics. The waiting stage stresses that even though resources and prospects exist, one must reach the necessary level of preparedness before advancing. The two of fiddles within the fiddle suit channels fire elemental energy, which embodies passion and the capacity for transformation and forward momentum. The two of fiddles showcases controlled power rather than fire's untamed spirit. The querent must move through the journey with both harmony and timing similar to music. The card requires passion to be directed through structure and collaboration executed with precision. A reading featuring the two of fiddles marks a phase where decisions need to be made in preparation for collaborative action. All preparations have been completed, yet the ultimate choice remains undecided. The querent must take a moment to think and evaluate their future course of action. Success arises from collaborative synergy between individuals in the management of internal forces. The querent must engage in decision-making processes which require them to consider various alternatives and align their intentions. The current focus should be on planning and preparation rather than immediate action. Maintaining balance and harmony creates a seamless progression to the upcoming phase. The two of fiddles represents choice-making along with teamwork and preparedness. The essence of progress stems from the ability to utilize tools appropriately rather than merely possessing them. This card demonstrates through both Acadians building alliances and musicians getting ready to perform the essential need for thoughtful planning alongside harmonic collaboration. The players need to determine their performance approach before they begin playing their prepared music. Well, that is definitely a card that resonates with me today. In our household, there's been a lot of, if you've seen my videos, you know, you hear me talk about it. There's been a lot of upheaval for years. COVID, yes, but it goes on and on from there. But I went through, our whole household, but it was through stuff going on my side, a big upheaval. And now there's a potential big upheaval with another member in the household. And we all have to stick together to prepare together to, think of not necessarily worst and best case scenarios, but sort of be prepared for anything, set ourselves up as best we can so that no matter what happens, we can move forward in some way, even we won't, have everything figured out. It's a very scary place to be, but I feel like this card reminds me of the sort of take a deep breath. You're here together on the floor. It might be the calm before the storm, but and that's, preparedness is something you talk about, right? Like from hurricane country, you just do your best. You don't know how bad the storm's going to be. Predictions are always uncertain. The cone of uncertainty, and that's what it's called. And yeah, you just do your best to be prepared. So this card, to me, that's kind of what it spoke to, was that stuff going on and reminding me, like, not to be afraid of it or be worried about it. Worried in the good way, the way that helps you prepare. But to try to remember to not be worried about it in the sense of there are things out of your control, and all you can do is prepare and hope for the best. Stay strong for everybody. Everybody try to stay as strong as you can for everybody else, even though everybody's not feeling very strong. So I hope you also got something out of this card, out of the readings. As always, love to hear any thoughts or feelings that you have regarding this card, the reading, in the comments, anything that spoke to you particularly. And I hope to see you again soon, and have a good night or a good day.